All right, welcome back to Jeff Kanange live right here at Citizen Television. I guess what has been official opposition leader Dr. Ekuru Aukot. But before the break, we had mentioned some breaking news which we were getting, and it's been confirmed that the long-time Zimbabwean opposition leader Morgan Tsvangirai dead at the age of 65. He had been suffering from colon cancer for several years, despite constantly being hospitalized in neighboring South Africa. Today, he has succumbed, dead at the age of 65. Morgan Tsvangirai, rest in peace. We continue our conversation with Dr. Ekuru Aukot, and the tweets are coming in very thick and very fast, a lot of them very divisive. We are a very divided country, aren't we? Either that or very hateful. There's so much hate on social media. What do you do? How do you, as Third Way, how do you deal with the hate? Because, man, most of these tweets I can't even read.
You know, Jeff, I'm also shocked about the same thing. And, you know, when you talk about divisive and hateful tweets, they're actually coming from people who can use Twitter, Facebook, which means these are fellows who went to school, have got a certain level of intellect, and therefore they're able to understand things, to be objective. But they are not. So, if you look at our 14-point agenda for national conversation, we actually recognize politics as being the source of failure to address those issues that affect Kenya. For example, we note the fact that we have a divisive political climate propagated by politicians. We also recognize that there is a selfish and conniving political class that uses ethnicity and sometimes ignorance of the people to propagate politics. Yeah. We also recognize there is refusal to address historical injustice by politicians because they benefit a lot. Whenever there is a political crisis, it's the political class that benefits. I mean, you want to recall 2007, 2008 post-election violence, the idea of a national dialogue. It ended up benefiting just individual politicians. And of course, there is dangerous politics being played, politics of hate, politics that pits communities versus communities. And this is why Third Way Alliance has said, listen, even before we talk about those big issues that concern us, we need to recognize that this kind of politics is spoiling us. But you see, and many times I've actually wanted to understand, Jeff, is there something psychic about us Kenyans, especially the educated elite, that we are not able to focus on the real issues? And that's why Third Way Alliance has proposed the following points for discussion as a conversation for nationally. Number one, find ending theft of public money. Because money is being stolen. Yeah. It's denying us education. It's denying us good roads. It's denying us security. It's denying us just, health care. And we need to have this conversation. And this is what Third Way is proposing. Nobody in the political arena right now is discussing about that. We have also proposed, let's discuss about health care. How do we make, for example, NHIF card unlimited in terms of providing medical care? And we, in our research, we have identified the fact that NHIF pays to Indian hospitals annually 10 billion Kenya shillings. The doctors and the hospitals in Kenya only need about 5 billion to improve healthcare. We are saying, let's discuss that.
But it's already in the 4-point plan, huh? You know that.
Exactly. But you see, I hope it will come to fruition. It was also in Jubilee manifesto that secondary education will be free. The cost of living will improve. That's not true. Today, fuel has gone up.
Just today?
Just today.
Midnight is going up.
I know that parents have suffered a lot in January for wanting to ensure that their children go to report to secondary school. Yeah. We know that women are raped in a maternity hospital in Kenyatta.
Allegedly.
So, well, allegedly, okay, fine, fair enough. Allegedly. We have said, let's discuss about education. Let's discuss about water. How can they ensure that every Kenyan has water in their homestead? So we have also proposed, Jeff, food security. We have so much land. We have so much water.
4-point plan.
Exactly.
You guys are just talking to each other. I mean,
but listen.
You're singing from the same hymn book.
No. Listen. Ekuru Aukot or Third Way Alliance has never formed a government. These people who are proposing this thing are regurgitating on the same issues they have repeatedly said they will do. We were told by, for example, Jubilee, and that's the government that I want to criticize, that they will address the gender equation.
1/3, 2/3?
They never. Even right now, the proposed cabinet has not addressed that issue. That's a question for discussion, and that's why Third Way Alliance has come up with a proposal that will address the gender question, the gender equality.
Okay, let's go through some points. Attorney General Professor Githu Muigai resigning. Which is kind of surprising. It shocked a lot of people. Maybe it didn't shock
why? Why is that surprising?
You know, you weren't shocked.
No, why? Everybody can resign from public service.
Were you shocked that maybe you thought maybe he's going to get another 5 years? Maybe
I didn't have to be shocked about it. I mean, resignation is provided.
So you weren't shocked?
No, I didn't have to.
What do you think of his tenure?
Oh, AG's tenure? What about it? What specifically about
it? Do you think? How do you think he performed?
Well, I think Attorney General Githu Muigai, who is my personal friend, my teacher of law, still is my teacher of law, even though he taught me many years ago. He's a fairly good man. I think he did his work to the best of his abilities. And for me, I have not, I mean, if I read any reports of
friction, yes, or he didn't get along with others around him, or
Jeff,
he wasn't liked by...
Jeff, I don't want to be a commentator on just measure. I want to tell you that if you look at, for example, the shadow cabinet that we are proposing as Third Way Alliance, you've seen it for yourself.
I see it, yeah.
Serious fellows.
You have, yeah, and women included.
Women included.
Yeah.
Who want to do law differently, who want to represent the state differently. I will tell you this. The office of the Attorney General, in my view, in the last, say, couple of years, hasn't done very well in terms of protecting our boundaries, you know, territoriality of Kenya. And I say this because I come from the Kenya of the North, where we have issues around Elemi Triangle, we have issues around Migingo Island on the western side, and I think we should have really been able to resolve those issues. But, you know, that for me is not really...
Okay, back to Githu. Githu's replacement. What do you think of Justice Paul Kihara Kariuki?
He's a competent judge. I know him from the Court of Appeal. I mean, he has all the credentials, and it's up to Parliament to approve him for appointment or not. But you know, we wait to see. And, yeah, and like I said earlier to you, that Third Way Alliance provided to the National Assembly a framework of vetting of any presidential nominees.
Yeah.
And we hope that they will look at questions about qualification and suitability, Chapter 6, corruption.
But you have no problem with Justice, the replacement, Justice Kariuki?
At face value, I don't have. And like Jeff, I think unless you really have any particular issue,
okay,
I think I don't want to just be a mere commentator.
Okay, your shadow cabinet. I see the your shadow Attorney General nominee, or one of the people who applied. Applicants. Mm-hmm. You have quite a few women.
No, quite a number. We have about over 11 women with serious competencies, and you can look at their qualifications. I mean, we are trying to shadow this government, and I hope when we publish our list, and I hope that the media will actually pull out President Uhuru's list of nominees and ours, and say, okay, who has actually done fairly well in terms of looking out for Kenyans of competent, suitability.
Okay, let me take a random guy here, and you just tell me. Yeah, there's a guy called Dr. James Kirimi Wanjagi.
Fantastic fellow. I mean,
he's applied for ICT cabinet slot.
I mean, if you look at his credentials, man, this guy is fairly young, professor at Strathmore University, and you know, 18 years in the US, and decided to leave the US to come and serve his country. That's what he said. And I know a bit of inside stories about him. He actually volunteered to go to the ICT department and propose to them on how we can use ICT to revolutionize Kenya, to change Kenya. And I mean, this is a fellow, if I was in government, if I was in charge of government, I would not allow a fellow like Kirimi to waste away lecturing. This is a fellow who should be either be a cabinet secretary or a serious advisor to the president. You know, we have many, and I can talk on and on.
Did he get a good reception at the ICT? Did Musheru welcome him?
Well, they had a conversation. Musheru, as I understand, welcomed him. They discussed very well, but they've never called him since then. I mean, and again, you know, like I was telling Dr. Kirimi when I met him earlier today, I wasn't surprised what he went through. When I came back from Warwick, and I applied for jobs, I was told you are overqualified. You are overqualified. Kenya's public service appears to attract political sympathizers. It's not about people who want to serve, and I hope we'll be able to change our public service to the extent that we attract people who really want to serve the public, who want to give back to the public.
Okay, look,
it's not about an avenue for making money.
Okay, you refuse, or you almost tiptoeing around Jubilee. Maybe it's just me, but you hardly criticize Jubilee. If I was to ask you Jubilee's overall performance in the what would you say? What grade would you give him? I
have a lot. Listen, why did I run for presidency of the Republic of Kenya if I didn't disagree with Jubilee? I have even said as early as last month that Jubilee has already started failing in many of its projects. Pick, for example, secondary education. Jubilee said that secondary education will be free. It's not free. I'm constantly helping fundraise money for for parents to send their kids to school. Cost of living, we were told it will be reduced. That's not true. The UNGA has gone up. Today, Jubilee even lied to my native county, to Turkana County, that the production sharing formula, petroleum, will probably be like between 20 and 30%. Now they are backtracked on that. I mean, historical injustice. Jubilee took 5 months to give us a cabinet. I've said all this repeatedly. So how is it that I'm not criticizing Jubilee? Why would I be forming a cabinet, a shadow cabinet, if I'm not against Jubilee? And listen, and I've said this, and I will also repeat to you, I am not interested in politics of confrontation. We will never do that, because we are interested in politics of conversation. If Jubilee is doing anything right, fair enough, we'll admit. That's why, for example, we have proposed, we are concerned that in Jubilee's proposed cabinet nominees, there is allegedly a standard 7 class dropout. That offends many millions of Kenyans who toil to go to school. That we have said it.
Yeah, but he's going to pass, right? He's been passed. Yeah? He's been passed.
Well, it's very sad. It's very sad. And I think for me, if that is the truth, Third Way Alliance will definitely petition Parliament again to make sure that I petition Parliament, President Uhuru. But we are not, listen, Jeff, I know Kenyans are excited. They want the politics of confrontation, violent politics. Yeah. We are not doing that. We have said, as a party, we want to change the political conversation in this country. Can we reduce it to issues? Which is why in this 14-point agenda for national conversation, we have listed things I've listed, including employment creation. Many of our young people today are not employed. Can we talk about that? Ending negative ethnicity and tribalism in the public service. Strengthening devolution. Security reforms. Public debt. Today, anybody, including your children, Jeff, they owe somebody somewhere out there about 90,000 Kenya shillings. We are talking about liberalization of power generation and development of inter-county highways. We are talking about referendum to reduce number of MPs to 194. We're talking about appointment of cabinet secretaries. Why the delay? We have said the role of the media. These are issues that I wish really we could focus ourselves on and see what is the government of the day doing about these issues? What is the alternative? If you read our memorandum, I invite Kenyans to read our memorandum, and my colleagues who are here are already sharing this memorandum on social media, Facebook. Just read it, what we are proposing, and let's have a conversation around it. We are not going to say, we don't like you. I may not like you, Jeff, but I want to respectively differ with you. Yeah? We don't have to love each other. Sure. But we can also, agree. There are certain issues that we can agree on. Yeah. If it is matters security, why shouldn't we agree on matters security? Sure. If it is matters employment, we have to discuss those things.
And we have to get along.
We have to get along.
We may not like each other. Yeah. 2022, you going to run?
Like Chinua Achebe said in Things Fall Apart, a toad does not run in broad daylight for nothing at all. Ekuru Aukot is not putting together a shadow cabinet or a cabinet to shadow President Uhuru or talk about policy because I don't want to. I can confirm to Kenyans that 2022 I will run again unless my party tells me, Ekuru, we have somebody else who we think we can sell to Kenyans. If they don't say that, I've offered myself as a party leader and God willing, inshallah, 2022 I will run.
Yeah. Kalonzo, they say the reason he didn't show up for the swearing in is because he wants to run in 22.
To be honest with you, I don't want to discuss the people like Kalonzo. Kalonzo and many of them are a tired political narrative in Kenya. These are people, in my view, who could do themselves a favor or do Kenyans a favor by just resigning. Why is it that we keep on regurgitating about the same fellows all the time? Seriously, Kenya has more people, qualified, competent, you know, with better, even educated, with skills, who can actually inject transformative ideas in this country. You know, we do ourselves a lot of disservice by regurgitating around the same individuals.
And yet we do.
Yet we do,
but we line up.
But I can tell you this, Third Way Alliance Kenya is different. When I chose to run for politics, people thought I was joking. People thought I was looking for a job. I'm not. I resigned a very big UN job to come and do this thing. And like I said, I want change to come during my time. In the unfortunate event that it does not happen during my time, I hope I will have built a succession plan so that my children, your children, and every other Kenyan's children out there and their children can have a better Kenya. That is my dream. And Jeff, you and I, at our ages right now, and let's not tell Kenyans how old we are, we are living a bonus life, whether you like it or not.
No doubt about it.
You look at our lifestyles, the kind of diseases these days, we are living a bonus life. So the only honorable thing we can do to this society, to this country, is to make a contribution for it to be better. The only thing standing between us and life right now is death. And before death catches up with us, please, do something for this country. And this reminds me of the words of JFK, when people keep on saying that, you know, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.
The end, have we seen the end of political dynasties? Is it over now?
You know,
where one literally, you know, follows another.
Political dynasties is a big disappointment in this country. And guess what, Jeff? This is a very tiny minority in Kenya. Today, speak about political dynasties. We are in Kitui West. We have a candidate called DMM, Dennis Muli Mulwa, fine fellow, running for member of parliament to replace the late Nyenze. But because of political dynasties, you hear big names, Nyenzes, the Mwendwas, and the rest. Same thing is being replicated. And I hope the people of Kitui West, if they're listening to me today, will begin to change the political narrative of this country by electing Dennis Muli Mulwa, DMM, as he is known on the ground. And that way will end political dynasties. 2022, there will be no Kenyatta, there will be no Raila. And I hope there will be no these other people who have been hanging on the fence, you know, I mean, associated with those big dynasties. And I will challenge Kenyans. Political dynasties, big family names, have never made the cost of living better. Have never increased the hunger on their tables. You know, they have never helped them. It is purely for their benefit. And even if you look at the political rewards, for example, Yala, look at who were being rewarded. It's about those same people. It's not the ordinary Kenyans who die for these political dynasties. So I'm really hoping that this is a wake-up call for Kenyans. And let's not tire. Let's continue talking about this. Let's debate these issues. And that's why Third Way Alliance is confronting the political narrative in this country and proposing a 14-point
You are just an idealist, aren't you? You're just an idealist.
I'm not. I'm practical. Listen, what's idealistic about the fact that there is negative ethnicity in this country?
No, nothing.
Today, let me tell you, Jeff. Everybody looks, Jeff Koinange, they will say, he's a Kikuyu. He must be benefiting because there's a man called Kamwana Uhuru Kenyatta in State House.
And they're probably related.
Chief, and I'm told you are related.
No. You see? That's the narrative. You people, that's what you're doing.
I see. Now that exactly confirms what I'm saying. That if you did not do your journalism, and I read it from your book, if you did not sacrifice, you started as a air steward, right?
Yes.
If you didn't struggle, I followed your journey, Jeff.
Correct. But then you'd be saying that I'm a product of political patronage.
So what will you say about Ekuru
Aukot? Smart guy.
Oh yeah,
Monica.
My
Visa Infinite from Standard Chartered. Shall we swipe it and check out some tweets before we close up?
Let's do that.
Thank you very much. Gregory Kariuki. I wish Ekuru Aukot had the manpower and the numbers to offer the services of the opposition Kenya. We need a sober mind like his. Wish you well, Mheshimiwa.
Thank you very much, Georgie.
Samuel N. Orutua, you say any country needs mature politics in order to have good leadership, but this as well must be coupled with mature electorate who exactly should put the right people at the right positions of authority.
What I will tell Samuel is this: the right people is us. Do not wait for any other person. If you are not able to influence the community around you, if you are not able to be that voice of reason, then the majority of Kenyans who have been reduced to a state of hopelessness will never see that. And it's us people who are being critical, who are sitting on the fence. We must get out there.
Too much fence sitting?
Too much fence sitting.
Christopher, Ekuru Aukot makes a lot of sense to anyone who loves this country.
I love Christopher for saying that. And yes, join the party. Chama ni kubwa.
Jeremiah, what Dr. Aukot is talking of a shadow cabinet is in order. But how does he dream of it working and winning Kenyans' hearts?
Oh, they will see from what our shadow cabinet secretaries, advisors will do. Because these are men who are committed, saying that we will mirror the current cabinet secretary and we will provide alternative ways. We will petition Parliament under Article 119 that allows anybody. We will sponsor motion. One of the motions that we are sponsoring for amendment of the Constitution, and I hope you have seen actually our letter to Chebukati, is we want to reduce the size of Parliament to 194 members.
How many constituencies is that?
It will only be 47 constituencies.
And 194?
47 constituencies, 194 maximum.
How many counties?
47.
So 47 counties, 47 constituencies.
Yes. Can I give you the formula?
Go on.
The formula is very simple. Each county to elect one woman, one man.
47 times 2, 94.
For the National Assembly. Then we provide an opportunity for 6 nominations for special interest groups.
In each county?
No, 6.
6, okay.
6. That makes it 100 members of the National Assembly. Then Senate, we double. We make one woman, one senator, one man. That makes 94. That in total is 194 parliamentarians. That reduces the cost of running National Assembly. Currently, we are spending 21 billion, Jeff, to run the National Assembly. 21 billion. We will reduce it to 5 billion per annum. We will address the question of inequality. We will ensure there is quality discussion in Parliament. Right now, what the Parliament we have, to be honest with you, is like a marketplace. People have not even been able to speak at all.
What do you do with all those extra red seats?
We will convert them into nice tables, and and make a good workstation with a computer and everything. We can't miss something to do with it. We don't need them.
Amos Gitao, how I wish Dr. Aukot can get an official office as the leader of official opposition. We need structures to check the government.
I hope that's a basis that President Uhuru Kenyatta and his people are listening to. If they are interested in constructive politics, then they must provide for official opposition to have some support where we can actually check them. Because as we have said, we want to do constructive politics.
Yeah, next you'll ask for official bodyguards and official vehicles and official everything.
If you're doing a service to the country, some of us really are not so much concerned about such things because we've never stolen from anybody. I drive myself coming here, Jeff.
I see you at Valley Arcade getting your shoes polished.
Yes, I do that. You and I go to the same shoe shiner.
Yeah, Peterson.
Peterson,
great guy.
And we drive ourselves
sit down
there.
Together, yes.
We have no fear.
None.
We haven't stolen from anybody.
Right.
So,
Monica, is that it for
I will still use public transport, by the way, even if I was a leader of opposition.
Sorry. See the camera over there? That's your camera. Final thoughts.
My final thoughts to Kenyans is this. Where our politics is going right now is not desirable at all. We must change the course of our politics. We must have a conversation around the issues that concern us. I want Kenyans to look at our 14-point agenda for national conversation. We must change. We cannot forever be fighting about politics. None of us eats politics. We actually want economic opportunities, employment for our people. We want healthcare. We want security. We want national cohesion. That is what matters. Let's build a country that we can all be proud of. I hate to say this, fellow Kenyans, that we are always compared to the tiger economies of Singapore, Malaysia in the 1960s. 50 years later, their economies are like 50 times that of Kenya. I think we should be embarrassed why our hegemons have left us so behind. Third Way Alliance is here to provide constructive dialogue with all Kenyans. And that's what we are going to do. And I urge all of you, join this party and let's build a better Kenya for all of us. Kenya belongs to all of us in equal measure. And I want to thank you all. Please love your neighbor. Peace forever, and we can have one nation called Kenya.
Dr. Ekuru Aukot, Third Way Alliance, and also official opposition leader.
I'm happy you're finally saying that, Jeff. Oh, what a conversion.
I keep saying we got to keep talking, Dr. Ari, because the minute we stop talking is the minute we start fighting.
Jeff, we are ready to talk to Kenyans every week, every day, if you want. I've got a big team right now of over 130 people who are willing to occupy space in your station.
We look forward to your cabinet unveiling next week.
We will.
In the meantime, we understand that South African President Jacob Zuma is about to